Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and welcome back to our Gravity Falls and cryptid-inspired Pokemon region. In the previous episode, you ran into Glee at the town museum, and then the Cypher Squad made off with your friend Sandy. You're now chasing them with Cordelia's help.
I've had it up to here with these chumps. Kidnapping people from town is one thing, but nobody messes with Sandy. I'm sure that I saw them going this way.
You follow Cordelia as she squeezes through a broken fence nearby, and you emerge in an abandoned mini golf course. You spot a handful of hooded figures leading Sandy away. Her expression is strangely blank, and she just follows wherever she's being led. You navigate around to catch up, but you find several obstacles. Some of the Cypher Squad grunts fall back to battle you and slow you down with their Hoaxian Trubbish, Biddybat, and Dweebip, but they aren't too much trouble for you and Cordelia battling together. But unfortunately, there are some wild Pokemon here as well. Along with, Phasmagore and Passacry, you see a couple new species. The first you find peering out of a windmill, and it scurries over to investigate you. So we're gonna pay homage to one of the silliest Gravity Falls episodes. You know them, you love them. It's the Lilliputians. Their play off of the Lilliputians from Gulliver's Travels. And we're also gonna reference the various small humanoid cryptids from around the world, like the Ebugogo from Indonesia, which it wasn't until I was doing research that I found out that the Ebugogo may actually just be like oral history passed down of when the indigenous population shared the island with Homo floresiensis, which is just bananas to think about. That's crazy. So, as far as Ebugogo goes, this design is going to be, small and fast and have a big flat nose, just like them. Beyond that, we've got some feet that feel like the little Gravity Falls Lilliputians clogs. And to reference the different themed golf balls in that episode, you can catch this Pokeball mimic in different Pokeball patterns. Yeah, that's always fun. Okay, let's meet little Tiwi, the golf ball Pokemon. These tiny normal types are surprisingly durable. Tiwi prefer to live in urban environments, often forming large groups in abandoned buildings. The Hoax region is known to have a large population of Tiwi, which have taken over an old mini golf course. Communities are distinguishable by their differently colored head domes, which match various Pokeball patterns for some unknown reason. The ability is Filter, so that reduces damage from super effective attacks, and the hidden ability is Sturdy. There are a ton of these little guys around, so if you want a small but tough normal type, now's your chance to get one. After that, you spot something cleaning up this dilapidated place. I knew that I'd wanted some kind of Fey sprite in this region. Just a nice, solid mono fairy type, but I didn't want it to look like just a cartoon version of a fairy, no Tinkerbells here. So, looking at my options, I landed on a brownie, which are European house sprites that help clean and do chores, but if you make them mad, they get mean and destroy your things. So by combining the cap that some of these little helpers wear with brooms and dusters and removing basically everything else that I could, we get this super simple design. Now the fun challenge for this was making a face that made sense upside down as well. Since I am going to give it a gimmick similar to Morpeko's hangry forms, only this guy spins upside down. It takes the happy expression and makes it mad, and that hat is then kind of pointy like horn. It makes a lot more sense once it's animated. So let's check out the decks for Flipint, the unstable Pokemon. These helpful sprites spend much of their time tidying up spaces. Flipint alternate between loving their work and resenting the cleaning that they do. Even skilled trainers struggle to keep their Pokemon content all of the time. When Flippant spins its body upside down, you know you are in for a temper tantrum. Upset this Pokemon enough, and it will stop cleaning and trash its surroundings. The ability is Sweep Switch, so that changes forms every turn between happy and grumpy modes. This changes the type of Flippant's signature move, Emotion Swirl, so it will essentially go from fairy to a dark type. If you think you could deal with its mood swings, it's a pretty nice fairy type to add to your team. While you are searching about, you stumble across some evolution items, both a flame feather and mud mold. You know what that means, time to create another final Idle evolution. So, if you have either Fitchix or Folil, you will be able to give them the missing evolution item. And combining the bird and horse features together, we just need a Hippogriff. We're going to do our wings out of just the flames to keep the design from getting too complicated, especially compared to the other final Idle evolutions that we have coming. The head posture and expression were important for this design, as the stiffness and kind of discomfort are key, but that'll make more sense when we get to the decks. Now, even though it's a ground type, you can think of this guy as being a bit like a candle. Oh, and for fun, we went ahead and did black flames for the shiny, because, I don't know, that's just cool. Okay, let's go ahead and meet Gripponif, the burning Pokemon. With a combination of the Mudmold and Flame Feather items, an Idle can evolve into this unfortunate combination. Gripponif isn't quite in pain, but is always a little bit uncomfortable as its two flaming wings slowly burn up its sandy body. While less than ideal, Gripponif takes pride in its powerful appearance, and luckily it regenerates its sandy body just by walking about. The ability is Dousable, which is a new fun one. So being hit by a water type attack removes the user's fire typing and increases their defenses by 2 stages. Oh, and the hidden ability is Flash Fire. Would you fully evolve your Idle into this unfortunate creature, or are you holding off? There are 4 more potential final Idle evolutions after this one and Maramigi, but you'll have to wait a little longer for those. Continuing on, you also spot a strange Pokemon hiding in one of the mini-golf dioramas. It appears to be a little terrestrial bat. Desmort is actually native to the Palean region, but you've heard word that they've actually been spotted elsewhere. Capable of evolving into either an Alabrize or Chupabrihe, you may want to catch one, but right now, you need to get Sandy. You do your best to catch her, but the 2 Cypher Squad grunts with her disappear through another gap in the fence on the other end of the course before you can get there to stop them.
No! Come on, we can still catch up to them. We need to be fast, though. If they get too much of a head start, we'll have no chance of finding them in the...
Cordelia pulls you through the fence, and you are left standing before a grisly forest of bare trees blanketed in thick fog. It is too late. Sandy is nowhere to be seen.
No, come on, man. These woods are the worst. My ex-boyfriend, Valentino, hangs out in here all the time, and... Oh, I hate that I'm even suggesting this, but if anyone can find those goons in all this fog, he'll be able to.
She adds an icon to your map. Apparently, he likes to hang out in an abandoned store off farther to the west.
Come on. Maybe we'll run into the Cypher Squad before we actually have to deal with Valentino. But let's be careful. There are some kinda tricky Pokemon out here.
You spot some familiar species like Uglorn, Visselurk, and Mushy Mind, none of which are too bad to deal with, but you see what she means when something new pops out of the mist at you. Alright, I am not gonna lie, this design is really just an excuse for me to put one of my favorite animals into the region. Based off of the Azaban, a trickster from Abenaki mythology, it is a playful and mischievous little raccoon. Now, not to play favorites too much, but I did want this to not just be a normal raccoon, I wanted it to be pretty special. So, along with it being very difficult to catch, it's going to be another one of our, ultra beasts that wound up in the Hoenn region and has just adapted. Similar to how like Foline is tentacles, which look like a cat, this is more of a ribbon or paper strip that folds itself to look like a raccoon. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of like the Cheshire Cat a little bit, that kind of twirling effect. I love it. I love it. All right, let's learn all about Azaboon, the trickster Pokemon. These mischievous creatures appear to be an Ultra Beast which has adapted to life in the Hoenn region. Azaboon are incredibly rare and experts at avoiding detection. When they feel threatened, they conjure billowing clouds of fog, which allow them to either flee or pick their target's pockets. Befriending this trickster requires a great deal of patience and berries. The ability is, it's gotta get Prankster, with the hidden ability being Magician, so it can steal things. This tricky goober conjures up disorienting mist and flees right away. There would be a way to catch this Pokemon, but I imagine it being a bit of a side quest to get. Almost like how you need to put in the work to get Spiritomb in Legends Arceus. I don't know exactly what this quest would be, so if you have any ideas, let me know about them down in the comments. Now, unfortunately, whatever weird mist it conjured continues to linger on, affecting your sense of direction. Even the map on your phone is completely useless as it can't pinpoint your location. Cordelia, uncharacteristically frustrated, taps at her phone.
Dang it! This is the butts! I'm completely turned around now. I'm not even sure which way is north at this point. Do we just pick a random direction and keep going? Well, crap.
Your own frustration subsides when you consult the journal and find a note about the woods. It seems that all the trees here dislike the sun and lean ever so slightly north. With this information, you reorient and continue west.
That's what I'm talking about, man! Using that big nerd brain to save the day! And hey, look! I actually think I see something ahead.
After trekking through the thick fog, you can see the lights of a building. But we'll pick up from there in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying this series. There is a new puzzle added to the Discord server, so check out the video description for the details on how to join all of the journal deciphering fun that we're having over there. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters, and the biggest shout outs to Angel and Cyberlord. They're so cool. Oh, and I also went ahead and snuck in all of the people that have helped on Patreon into the mini golf course, like background art, just for fun, along with some other people. Whatever, I'm just having a good time. All right, I will catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.